Leaders instill in their people a hope for success and a belief in themselves. Positive leaders empower people to accomplish their goals. And today, we bring to you a conversation with one such very positive leader, a leader who encourages his team to achieve more, to grow. I am Isha Bhalla and I welcome you to this very insightful episode of the Economic Times Cutting Chai Stories, a series brought to you by ET Edge, where we get to converse with CXOs, info entertain you, our viewers, and at the same time, we get to enjoy our cutting chai, which I feel is the best way to really listen in on life experiences from our very special guest. Today, we will be joined by Mr. Rupak Barua, Director and Group Chief Executive Officer, AMRI Hospitals. Mr. Barua, as we well know, is a name to reckon with when it comes to the field of healthcare services and administration in India. He holds a postgraduate degree in marketing and completed his MDP in hospital management from IIM Ahmedabad and IIM Bangalore. He went on to successfully complete his MDP from Singapore Management University. An accomplished management and healthcare professional with over 3 decades of experience, he chairs and is the member of various committees. He presides over the Association of Hospitals of Eastern India, is also the chairman of CII Healthcare Committee and members of various other committees. Mr. Barua has played an important role in changing and improving the present healthcare delivery system in Kolkata, and it is such a privilege to get to know him personally today. I extend a very warm welcome to you, sir, and thank you for joining us.
Oh, my pleasure.
So our viewers can't wait to learn from your life experiences, to know what kind of a person you are and what really holds that leader. So let me begin by asking you, and let me request you to please revisit your childhood, share a few memories with us, and tell us what has made you what you are today.
Aisha, I have started my career in a very, as a management trainee. And then I had gone through many of our, the ups and downs in my, throughout in my career. It was never I had in my mind that I will be leading healthcare or I'll be joining in healthcare. So I just started my career because after post-graduation, we need to do something. So immediately I started my career in a marketing group and as a management trainee. It's a very nominal kind of a stipend. So that is my journey started. But what I used to do, one thing I used to follow, maybe it has given me the result that I never used to see that I am a management trainee or I am getting very minimal this year stipend. So I used to work like a dog actually. I used to go around the places. I used to try to grab whatever is, I can grab in the possible way. So that may be given me a lot of support in my career. And today where I am, this is only one thing. So from the very beginning, I was very positive. I was not having anything that I should do this one and I should not do this one. I never used to thought of what I should do. So, but in a very positive way, I just wanted to do something that, yes, I will have to stand, I'll have to make my career, I'll have to contribute to my society and in general. So I was trying to grab whatever way possible, and never I used to sit and making some kind of a leisure time or spending time. Initial stage, what I should not recommend to anyone, but I compromised my family life, and I used to go around the places only and just for as a workaholic. But I think yes, everybody should maintain this your life and work in the personal life, and work balance is very important in today's situation. But initially, I was not having any kind of my godfather or anybody was giving me any kind of a direction. So I used to do whatever I used to think of, and that actually made me a workaholic and that run after work, whatever this thing is possible. I used to take this one. So that was my initial life I started, but never I thought of that I will work in this your healthcare sector. But yes, of course, over the time, I got opportunity in healthcare in as a very junior level. But actually, that is because I've started my career from a very junior level, and never I got any double promotion. There is in the school life, there is a initially there is a system of having is a double promotion means a manager can be a general manager. I mean, overtaking 2 3 positions. But in my case, what happened? One step by one step. So to reach out to manager level, I had to go through is a many of the position. There is a deputy manager, assistant manager, whatever the position is in the theoretical book is available. All those positions I had to gone through, and but maybe that was my learning session. I learned a lot. Each and every position, each and every segment, I learned a lot. I could understand the value of the position, and wanted to grab it. Never I run after this your position and the money. And but it's whatever the position I got it. It is out of my sheer out of my hard work, and nobody has actually supported me in any way because I was not having any kind of a godfather. Just somebody is supporting me from one organization to the other organization. So because of my work, because of my devotion, actually, I started getting calls from different places. They used to call me. They used to ask me to whether you can join with us. So that was the situation. Over the time, it has happened.
So fantastic. Like you said, it's been a step by step growing and reaching to this great level. A lot of hard work, positive thinking, a lot of passion has got you where you are today. So you mentioned how you didn't have a mentor or a godfather to look out for you. So if I were to ask you today, and if our young viewers listening in were to learn from you, what is that one thought that you'd like to share with them as a mentor that will help them grow and become a successful leader?
The one major thing that one has to follow, that is a very positive thinking. One has to be extremely positive. Never think anything negative way. It's a positive thinking and innovation. Because if you really want to make if you really want to make your career, or if you want to make your leadership quality, if you want to develop, one thing is required. One is the positive attitude, and one is the innovation. You will have to innovate yourself. Say, what more I can do? What better way I can? Because this is a VUCA situation. It's a lot of volatile situation. A lot of things is happening. But over the time, you will have to excel yourself. So with this, your positive thinking, you will have to innovate yourself. Every day, you will have to innovate. What more I can do? How can we better contribute to my society? How better I can be developed in the whatever the organization I'm working, how that organization can be a better way I can develop. So every day you'll have to think during your bed only when you are dreaming, you'll have to dream. And dream means you'll have to dream big, not the small ones. You'll have to see that, yes, if I'm a leader, I will do this one, I will do that one. So that kind of a thinking process, you'll have to keep it in your mind. And with very positive attitude, that will give, invariably, it will give you back in your future.
Right. So really having the right vision, having positivity in your life and creating that dream into a reality. So you mentioned how one has to think of how we can take our organization into the next level. So if I were to ask you, you've mentioned a lot of traits that you'd like for your team and your future leaders to have. But if you were ever coming across two equally qualified candidates, which trait or how would you determine which candidate to hire?
It's a very difficult question. You know that it depends. Whenever we talk about hiring an individual, it depends. A lot of things. It's not is a. I mean, if the subject becomes more critical, when you will find there is a two candidates almost equal in their respective field. It's a very difficult, but that is a very smart choice you will have to make. You will have to very closely, you will have to analyze who can give better kind of a output in your organization, who can fit with your organization culture, Once the education, academic, and all those things is fine. That's one part. But the second part, if to deliver the best out of any individual candidate, is require the cultural alliance. That is very important. So that is, we see first, that is okay. So whatever the candidate I'm getting, maybe he's a very bright, very extraordinary with our organization in terms of culture, in terms of other aspect. So that is the one part. Whenever we select any individual, I have given instruction to my HR as well. Whoever will join with us, that we'll have to see that is a long-term basis we are hiring, and that the person candidate we should fit with our organization, with our culture, with our mentality, and then only one can really we can develop that candidate in our as our future. Prospect. You know that your any individual. So that's the whole thing we decide whenever we go for any hiring process.
So really keeping in mind the long-term prospects there. Sir, under your leadership, your organization has grown tremendously and has today become the best, especially when it comes to Eastern India. So I'd like to ask you that as an organization tends to get bigger, it does have a tendency for institution to dampen the inspiration. How do you keep this from happening? How do you keep your teammates inspired all through?
See, if you were talking about this, our organization, it was a great challenge. You know that whenever I joined, if I give little bit of my background, joining of this organization, when I joined this organization, AMR Hospital, you know that there was a huge disaster happened with this organization. And the half of the, we are having 4 hospitals at present, but that time there was 3 hospitals, and out of the 3 hospitals, 2 hospitals almost was closed. So because of there was a huge pressure from the government, from the society. So that was a huge challenge for me to make this happen and to get this organization back onto their feet. So that journey started 2014, almost is 7-8 years back. And gradually, this organization. So we had given a lot of attention to each and individual in terms of our employees, and we have given tremendous kind of an attention to this by customers. So my the patients, both internal and external customers, we have given enough this one. We try to make this hospital actually as a patient centric and value for service, value for money. All those things we have given. So gradually, with a lot of ethical practices, with a lot of trust-creating activities, we have developed the name. You won't believe this. When I joined, there is a survey of the hospitals, the best 10 hospitals by one leading third-party agency all over India, pan-India this is. So they used to make our hospital not within the 10 hospitals. So we were never, initially when I joined, the name was not there at all because we are in the 14, 15 kind of a stand. But when we joined, my target was how to evaluate yourself, that how you are creating the brand. It's a very interesting kind of journey. And over the time, after my joining, in 3 years' time, I used to give a lot of attention to my employees and all. And I used to tell them that, see guys, we are now in this position, so we'll have to come up and we'll have to be in this position. And I am depending on you. You people can do it and just go ahead. Any kind of support, I am there. So this way, over the time, now in 5 years' time, we became in the second position. And for last 4 years, we are maintaining this second position. Nobody could snatch this second position from us. And even now we have been made, in spite of so much of negativity initially, and now people has branded our, given a vote to our brand. That is one of the best brand in Eastern India. And that was my journey. That is a huge challenge, but still, yes, we could do it. We could perform. Still, we are doing it. Still, whatever our initial kind of a thought process, whatever our vision actually, we are trying towards this vision, and that has been given a lot of success in our brand.
So really a transformational journey there under your leadership, and you've been inspiring your team to achieve more and more and reach the goal that, like you said, nobody can snatch from you. It's only reaching number one that's next on your agenda. So the pandemic has seen all industries, all sectors get impact, and the worst so has been for the healthcare sector. If I were to ask you that, do you see any changes in your leadership style from pre-COVID days to now post-COVID days?
This pandemic, we have learned a lot from this pandemic. Initially, we never expected that this kind of a situation will come across. So it comes on a once in 100 years. So it was never expected. We are not having any idea about this pandemic, any idea about this COVID, the treatment protocol and all. We did not have any idea. So that was, again, there was a huge challenge that we had faced. The major challenge we had faced, one is treating the patient. And the second challenge was this year, the employees were getting COVID positive, so getting COVID affected. So convincing our frontliners to go for to give support to the patient, that was also a big kind of a challenge. And the third challenge was this, and it's the most important challenge, there was a financial stability, because we were really running short of fund. And there is that is a safety protocol was so critical. There's a material was not available. So that's a real kind of, it was a pandemic situation, but in healthcare, it was a pandemic. We're really went on knowing how we should move. But over the time, we could understand, yes, this is the process we should follow, calm and quiet, and then take this matter forward slowly. And that's some kind of that strategy. There are 4 different kind of strategy. Whenever we have learned in your B school, that we could learn that there are 4 strategies actually. But whenever we have learned there is a 5th strategy. It's called a survival strategy. So that survival strategy, it's not a growth strategy. It's just for survival. And this strategy is not there in the book. And this strategy you will have to develop yourself. You should know whenever you are in the mid-ocean, how you should behave. So that was the strategy, because during this pandemic, nothing was working. The human resources was absolutely in crisis. Your financial, there is no support of the finance, because nobody can give you support. Nothing was there available. There is a huge number of patients coming to you. You'll have to treat them. And there is no safety gears available. So these are all in the pandemic situation. We'll have to handle one by one. And you have to keep your patients, and that you have to put your survival strategy, and that strategy is really work one by one. You will have to handle, and over the time we had made a lot of support to the patient. We had given a lot of support. We had saved thousands of human life, and really we established our brand as one of the major brands who had handled this COVID situation. Even our hospital was the first hospital which has dedicated as a COVID hospital to the government, because before anybody could understand the behavior of the COVID, we had given one of our hospitals, and we had really got appreciation from the government. And over the time, we have started treating thousands of the patients, and first wave, second wave, third wave. There is absolutely very, very efficiently. My team is handling this situation.
So really being very, very patient and making sure that you give utmost care to your customers, the patients, and making sure that, they really receive the best medical attention. So thank you for sharing that with us, sir. If I was to ask you that, how do you as a leader measure success?
Measure success, if you ask me, it's not that the financial success. But more, I would assess this one, what my customers are saying, voice of customer. That is my measure of success. So in my system, we have introduced one patient delight management is a digital process where we can collect many of the data of the patient, really what the patients are thinking of ourselves. So I measure that is my success actually. yes, the ultimate output is that yes, you are your brand. You have established your brand. People are talking about your brand. There is a lot of positivity among the social media. All those things is fine. But measure I give my success is I measure through this your patient's voice, where the patients are saying yes, you are good, you are doing good, you are really giving support in my difficult times. You are beside me. Those are the things I think is my success. Whenever my employees are happy with my support, employees are happy with this organization, that I measure as a success. Yes, to my customer, internal customer and external customer, if combine both, if they talk about your leadership, if they talk about your organization, giving real support to the individual, to the society at large, that is, I think, that is a success I measure in that way.
So success in so many parameters there. Thank you so much, sir. It was so very insightful learning so much about you as a leader. And now for some fun element, I'd love to dive into our rapid fire, get to know a little something about you as a person. So very quickly, you have to choose between the two. Are you all set?
Yeah, please.
Okay. So would you rather fly or have some other super strength?
Rather, I will have some super strength.
Okay. Your dream job or winning the lottery?
No lottery. I don't believe in lottery. It's a dream job I will like.
Okay. And physical strength or mental strength? Which is more important?
More important is mental strength. If you have proper mental strength, then automatically you will have physical strength. Without mental strength, physical strength, that is no strength. Equal
All
to.
right. And are you more of an introvert or an extrovert?
I'm very extrovert. I'm very socialite. I meet up with people. I love meeting people. I love going around places. So that's my one of my success story actually.
Okay. And if someone was to impress you, what would it be? Expensive presents or homemade presents?
Homemade presents.
All right. So touching you as a person, let's get to know what you love to eat. Mishti doi or rasgulla? What do you prefer?
Mishti doi.
All right. And green tea or our very special cutting chai for you?
Green tea.
All right. So to good health, to some amazing green tea, to conversations like these, I'd like to thank you so very much for joining us.